Hello YouTubers. I'd like to talk to you about my year-long experience with the Stihl FSA-57 string trimmer and BGA-57 leaf blower. Now, the way YouTube works is you probably saw an ad before this video began, and YouTube makes money on every single ad that they show, but video producers don't get to see any revenue from their work until they get 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe and like if you find this helpful. Thank you. Now we got that out of the way, let's talk about the tools. Now, the FSA-57 string trimmer is my first ever electric string trimmer. I still have a gas-powered trimmer that I have a lot of accessories that I use on. I have like an edge trimmer for trimming the edge of the sidewalk and driveway. I have a pole saw, I have other things. Plus I use it to trim some of the heavy brush in the woods. But just for clearing away grass on the edge of the sidewalk, in between edging and clearing grass on the edge of the house, this thing does a terrific job. It's very quiet. There's no vibration. Of course, there's no gasoline. And every time I go to use it, I know it's going to work. And I can't say that for the gas-powered devices. Sometimes they can be a little finicky, and sometimes they need repairs. I've been using this for a year, and it has been wonderful. No vibration, very little noise. You can use this without hearing protection. It's that quiet. My only knock against this unit is it comes standard with a Stihl AK-10 battery. Now, Stihl makes a AK-10, AK-20, and AK-30 battery. The string trimmer comes with an AK-10 battery standard, which will run for about 10 minutes. The leaf blower comes standard with an AK-20 battery, which runs for about 18 minutes in the leaf blower. I did not want the smallest battery. So when I bought the string trimmer from my local Ace hardware store, and I bought this blower as well, I said, I don't need two chargers, and I don't even want the small battery that comes with this. Can I just pick the pieces I want to buy and buy those only? And they agreed to let me do that. So I purchased the string trimmer as a bare tool, and I purchased the BGA-57 with its standard charger and its standard AK-20 battery. But I also purchased two AK-30 batteries. So putting one of those larger batteries in the string trimmer, I could do the entire yard, all the way around the house, all the way around the shrubs, up and down the driveway on both sides, clear the grass here, and it barely knocks the battery down one bar. I mean, it doesn't really affect it at all. So that hardly puts any drain on the battery at all. Now, this guy is nearly as powerful as the gas leaf blower it replaced, and it will run 18 minutes on an AK-20 battery and nearly 30 minutes on an AK-30 battery. Now, I have 10,000 square feet of lawn, and my house is surrounded 360 degrees by woods. So in the fall, when the leaves come down, it's really a task. I clear the leaves out of the lawn, and I mulch them and gather them up out of the flower beds and what have you. I do that about 4 or 5 times in the fall, because if I let it build up, it just gets to be too much. And with the AK-20 battery and 2 AK-30 batteries, I can keep one battery on the charger, one is cooling down, and one is being used. And I keep them in rotation. And with 3 batteries, I never have to wait for battery to be charged. And honestly, after I've drained 3 batteries, I'm done. I'm tired. So this is, both of them really, but the blower in particular has really impressed me. Now, one shortcoming or frustration I face in both tools is they each have a three safety trigger on them, if you will. On the blower, for instance, You push that forward, your hand mashes down here, and then you squeeze the trigger before it'll work. Now, my chainsaw has a trigger, and I don't know that a leaf blower needs that many safety measures. You'll see I put a little zip tie here on this one. This was just one too many for me. I'm not saying you should do this. Should you choose to make some of the same modifications to your tools, it's at your own risk and you take complete responsibility. I'm just sharing what I have done. So I still have in place the hand grip and the trigger, and I think that's enough. I've done the same thing here. 3 was just a bit too frustrating for me, and so I made those changes. Now, Stihl has a really clever way the battery mounts, and if you don't know about this, you might think that your device is broken the first time you use it. When you slide the battery in, the first click, the battery's engaged and it's not going to fall out, but the tool doesn't work. It hasn't made contact with the tool yet. You slide it in the second click, and now the tool will work. Now I'm going to run this so you can see how loud it is. Now that's much quieter than the gas-powered model it replaced. And there's no noise, there's no exhaust fumes, and there's no vibration, so my hands don't get numb. I would say that it's probably 80% as powerful as the gas one it replaced. It's more than enough. One thing about the electric devices is your switch is an on-off switch. Now with the gas device, you can modulate the throttle anywhere from idle to full power, and sometimes that comes in handy. I do wish they had a variable speed on this, but they chose not to, and really it's fine. It's a minor issue for me. I used to use my leaf blower only when I worked in the yard, but I keep this in the garage because if there's just a few leaves on the sidewalk I want to clear, or just a few leaves on the back patio, it's easy just to grab this, click the battery in, and take care of it in just a moment, whereas the other was, it was a hassle, and so I tended not to use it. I also find this is great for blowing leaves out of the garage, and after I wash the cars, I use this to blow the water off the cars. And so whereas the gas one I had, I used once a week when I mowed the yard, I might use this 4 or 5 times a week. Another thing I want to mention, your batteries will last a lot longer if you store them in the same kind of conditions, temperature and humidity that we like. You could store them in the house, and that would be ideal. I have a shed, and it gets very, very hot inside the shed in the summer, so I keep my batteries in the garage. I think that's a good compromise. I think it'll add a lot of life to the batteries. Batteries don't like getting really hot, and my shed gets probably close to 100 degrees. So these I keep in the garage, and I keep my blower in the garage. The string trimmer lives out in the shed without its batteries. Now, the string trimmer has a smaller diameter string than what I was accustomed to on my gas trimmer. And so I do have to make a little extra effort to make sure I clear a wide enough path all the way around the house that my mower deck can reach all the way over. The first time I used this, I went around the house as I normally would, and then I mowed and realized I had a little strip that I wasn't quite getting to. So I have to kind of make a pass and a half with this to get enough width that my mower deck can get the rest. So that's my only knock against this performance-wise. It is very quiet. I use this all the time without hearing protection. Click the battery in all the way there. Here we go. It's not loud enough. So that's great that it's not going to disturb the neighbors if I get out there a little early in the morning, and I don't have to wear hearing protection when using this. Like I said, I've used both of these a year now, and I'm very happy I made the purchase. It was a little expensive, but it was well worth it, and I'm looking forward to many more years with these products. I hope that helps you decide if you're on the fence about whether electric is right for you or not, or whether or not to buy the Stihl brand. Please like and subscribe.